This is Of Malice and Mirth.
Hello, hello.
Hi, everybody.
Happy Sunday Fun Day.
Sunday Fun Day.
Welcome to Of Malice and Mirth.
Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah. We have all Reddit or listener submitted stories.
Yes.
Today for you.
Thank you, everybody, for letting us read them.
Yes, we really appreciate it.
Yeah.
I guess that's it. So without further ado, you want to just go ahead and jump into it?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm going first. So, this first story is by Spooky Moth 2. Spooky Moth 2. So, it is called, I Just Remembered That Time Me and My Sister Got Haunted, so I decided I wanted to share it. By Spooky Moth 2. I was going to make some sort of animated YouTube video about this with drawings, but I knew I wouldn't have time to draw any of it, so I'm just going to share it here anyways.
Valid.
This happened a few years ago. I don't remember when exactly, but I think I was in 5th grade for the second time because I flunked, but that's beside the point. So I'm assuming it was in 2022. Back then, my sister used to love annoying me and scaring me, and this was no different. She decided it would be a good idea to make up a fake person in her head and pretend to be talking to her to creep me out. And so she started talking to this quote-unquote Julia, that she would talk to her like she was her best friend, and I would tell her, "Who are you talking to, you idiot?" And she'd say, "I'm talking to Julia. She's literally right there. Don't you see her?"
Snap.
Now, I know she was lying and not actually seeing someone, but I'll get to that later. Anyways, she would keep pretending to talk to this Julia, and one day I got annoyed and pretended to launch at her and started punching the air in the spot where she was supposedly sitting, according to my sister. And then that was that. Now, a few days later, I had this dream. I'm not going to get into too much detail about the dream itself because it's not important and it was just plain weird. But there was this huge treehouse in the middle of nowhere, and I went inside. And inside there was nothing, no furniture, no walls, no decoration, nothing, just the house and this random girl. Now this girl was white with long, slightly wavy, dark brown hair, and she constantly had her back to me and I could never see her face. So I asked her, "What's your name?" And she responded saying her name was Julia. Just a coincidence, right? This probably happened because I've been interacting, quote unquote, with Julia a lot, right? Wrong. I woke up and immediately went to tell my sister everything about the dream and told her about Julia and asked her if she looked like that. And my sister was kind of creeped out and said Julia wasn't real and she made her up like I didn't know. And we just didn't talk about it again. But then strange things started happening. A picture frame with my picture on it would always fall at night and make a really loud sound, which is really weird because it always fell on my bed. Me and my sister had a bunk bed, which had a built-in shelf underneath the top bunk, and the picture frame was there. And our TV would randomly turn on at random moments of the day when with the volume being very loud, and it would always turn on a really weird old black and white channel that didn't even exist on our TV, which was a smart TV. But that's not the worst part. Out of fear, I started sleeping in my grandma's bedroom and sharing her bed and leaving my sister to sleep alone.
Bye.
One day, I was just sitting on my phone in my grandma's room when I suddenly hear my sister laughing really loud. So I, as the nosy little shit I am, ran to the bedroom to see what she was laughing at. And when I arrived there, I found that my bed, which she usually hangs out in during the day, was completely empty. And that's when I remembered that my sister wasn't even home. She had left like 20 minutes ago.
Oh.
Nope. So at that moment, I froze, and I realized I probably shouldn't have gone to the bedroom. So I ran out and went back to my grandma's bedroom, and immediately texted my sister and told her what happened. And that just kept happening. The picture frame falling, the TV turning on. We were constantly terrified and felt watched in our own home. At one point, I vented to my friend in school, and she told me to pour holy water on my door or something like that. I'm pretty sure we never actually did that, but we did do something that made her go away. But a few weeks ago, a few weird things happened again. My sister was cleaning up the bathroom, and she saw someone pass by the bathroom and towards our bedroom. But when she went out to check the bedroom thinking it was me, she saw no one. So she headed towards the kitchen where I was and asked me if I went into the bedroom. And I said yes, because I had gone there earlier. But I just went to look for a hair tie, and then went to the kitchen to make a lunch for me. I had been there for a few minutes, and my sister had just seen that person, so we knew it wasn't me who she saw. Later on the same day, she was headed into the kitchen, and she passed by our cupboard, and the spinning cake board that was on top of the cupboard suddenly fell out of nowhere and almost hit her on the head, yet it somehow didn't break. It was made of glass.
Oh.
And so she immediately ran over to me to tell me, and I said, "Do you think she's back?" Then a few days ago, we were home alone, and I was watching a Minecraft ARG, searching for a world that doesn't exist, really recommend, on my grandma's TV because our TV broke. And my sister was doing something on my mom's computer, and we suddenly heard a weird sound. So I turned to my sister, panicked, and asked, "Did you hear that?" And she had indeed heard it.
Oh.
So I immediately ran to lock the door. And another thing that has been happening often recently is that my dogs are constantly scratching on our door at night, begging to be let in. And when I did happen to let the dog in, one day he just looked terrified and refused to get out no matter how much I yelled at him or tried to push him outside.
Oh.
In parentheses, my dogs are always stinky even after we give them baths and pee everywhere because we haven't had the chance to neuter them yet.
Oh, no.
So my grandma doesn't let them sleep inside. Oh. So yeah, I've been haunted, and I think I'm getting haunted again. I have another story, by the way, so I'll tell it later too. And then that's the end.
That's creepy.
That's
though.
a lot. Yeah, that is definitely a haunted situation.
Especially because it went from like an imaginary friend.
I bet you it is that bitch, Julia. I'm just saying. Well, thank you, Spooky Moth 2.
Yes, thank you. And I really want to hear more of your hauntings because I really believe it's like a haunting.
Yeah, so we'll keep an eye out on their page.
Yeah.
To see if they
Follow
post a new one.
Because I need to know.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one is by Masada 831. So MASAD as in dog 831. I can do this, I promise. All right, the title is My Experience with, quote, Red Door, Yellow Door Game, quote, my first and last time playing.
Oh, okay.
See, I haven't heard of this game. No, I haven't heard of this game either. So, are we ready?
We're ready.
Okay. This is my second story I have ever shared on here, and I'm not really too good at writing or explaining myself, but I hope this reaches a few people. This is a real experience I went through in 2017.
Oh, shit. So this one, okay, so we did, I think that last one was obviously true too. So we tried to get all true stories. Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. I don't remember. We'll find out.
Yeah.
But this one is another true story.
Yes.
Okay, so continue.
It's okay. All right. So this happened to me when I was about 15 or 16 back in freshman year of high school. And to this day, this has always been on my mind. I'm almost 21 now, and I can't seem to forget this memory. For context, back in high school, I was a big skater and had a small group of friends who always skated, and we would smoke weed and drink. I know, we were young and dumb. One weekend, 5 or 6 of us were going to stay at one of our friends' house and go skating in the morning, so we all got together and went to her house. Around 1 a.m. or so, we were all drinking and wanted to pass the time and play a game. That's when the girl whose house we were at put out the idea of the red door, yellow door game.
Nope. Instantly no. I don't know why. It just gives me vibes.
So in parentheses, it said everybody but me at that time had heard of the game, so I had her explain the rules to me. She said, quote, to play this game, we need to dim the lights, lay your head on my lap, close your eyes, and raise your arms. Once this has happened, everyone in the room starts chanting red door, yellow door, any other color door. Over and over, and whoever lap you're on will be rubbing your temples. After however long, your arms start to get tired, and once you can't hold them up anymore, you put them down and you slip into a trance or dream. The person whose lap you're on will start to ask you questions about your surroundings and if there's anything you see. That's pretty much the gist of the game.
Okay.
We all agreed to play and took some shots first, then got right into playing the game. Liquid encouragement. I was made to go last since it was my first time. I should watch everyone first to get the gist of it and then try myself, so I thought, why not? The person who went first was my friend. I'll call them T. T went and began the game, laying her head down, closing her eyes, etc., and then said she was seeing the ocean, but the water was purple and the sky was bright red. The second girl who went, I'll call her L, said she'd seen black frogs and blue grass with a yellow door and nothing else.
Oh.
The next few people went and were seeing colored doors, funny colored animals, nature and scenery, and just genuinely random stuff. My turn was coming next, and I thought this was gonna be really fun and maybe even just not work and I wouldn't see anything. That was not the case.
Oh, God.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
I finally went and laid my head down, raised my arms, and began the chant. It went as normal, and for about 5 minutes, I was keeping my arms up, and they weren't...
5 minutes?
Yeah.
You're an Olympian.
And they didn't get tired. All of a sudden, they got heavy AF and dropped. I felt like I was in a dream, but conscious. I could hear Elle's voice asking me what I see and if there's anything around me. I said, no, all I can see is pitch white nothingness. She began to ask me if I can move around and tried to turn around, so I did. That's when it turned pitch black and it got weird. But I still didn't see anything but darkness. She asked if I could walk forward or backward. I tried, but I was stuck where I was. She asked me to turn around again, and when I did, I was in a room.
Oh my God. I was just like, something's gonna jump out.
But not just any room. I was in the California Fort ORD abandoned military houses. In parentheses, it says, I live in Seaside, California, like 2 miles from there, and grew up playing in those buildings, so it was familiar to me.
Oh, okay.
But the walls were pitch black, and outside the windows were pitch white. I felt like I was in purgatory. It creeped me out, but nothing would prepare me for what I saw next. As I was explaining to Elle what I was seeing, I heard a noise, but not from Elle or anybody around me. It was in my head or the dream I was in that I heard the noise. So I turned around once again to see 5 people in all red jumpsuits wearing goat skulls.
Nope.
Over a fire in the middle of the room, holding a dead baby. And after I seen that, I went silent. For sure. That's scary.
Yeah.
Elle tried to talk to me and get a response, but I couldn't speak or move or even just open my eyes. I don't know how long I was in this dream state before Elle abruptly shook me and I woke up to my face full of tears and visibly shook. Everyone around me was concerned but didn't know why. I tried to explain it to them, but I couldn't express the way I felt in those moments of being stuck in the trance dream, and I don't know why I woke up full of tears. But that was one of the most weird and somewhat scary experiences I have had mentally. My question is for anybody who has played this game, has anything like this ever happened to you playing the game? And if you read this, thank you. I recently re-downloaded Reddit and I thought I would share some of my experiences.
Okay, so 12-year-old me wants to play that fucking game so bad right now.
No.
Like, after we're done, let's go ahead and lay right there on the bed and do it.
No.
No. Well, okay, fine. But no, that was...
Okay, that kind of reminds me like growing up, everybody wanted to play like Ouija boards. I will not. Absolutely not. Ouija boards are an absolute no-go for me.
See, and that reminded me... kind of the opposite direction. The whole so the holding the arms up, I'm like, what physiologically, maybe the blood draining, I don't know, like, why did that make them enter a hypnotic state?
Yeah,
you know. So I'm like thinking about that game where you like put your back up against the wall and you put your hands over your chest, you cross your arms over your chest, and then someone pushes on your arms and you hold your breath for as long as you can or something, and then it makes you pass out. Did you ever play?
I vaguely remember that. The only
I
one...
remember that game like it was yesterday. I don't know why it stuck with me so hard, but we played it all the time. And I'm like, that's so many fucking brain cells that explains a lot, right?
You're deprived of oxygen.
Yes.
See, the only one that I remember playing when we were younger was like light as a feather, stiff as a board.
Oh, yeah.
I love that game. Yes. Classic. But... thank you for sharing that story.
Yes.
That is a very valid, like, scary experience, in my opinion.
Yes, that would be terrifying.
Oh.
But it kind of also makes me want to play.
You are so intrigued. I can see it in your face.
I am. I'll find someone to play with me. Emily. I'm just kidding.
Do you see my face? I was like, you better not.
I won't. I promise. I'm a better mother than that. For right now. I'm just kidding. Okay. So next we have a listener story. So this is from someone who emailed us.
Yay!
Yay! We appreciate you emailing us. So it does not say anything in the thing, so we'll just start it. Okay. So it says, hey, so I've been listening since your second episode came out, but I started at number 1, don't worry.
Oh, thank you.
That's so sweet. Yeah,
Okay,
thank you for listening through all of our audio fuck-ups. And
yes.
Our terrible mics.
See, because that's like a valid question I have for everybody. Like, when you start a podcast like that already has like a whole bunch of episodes, like, do you start from the beginning or do you work your way backwards?
No, I start from the beginning because so many of them talk so much about their life that I'm like, I want to know in order so that I'm not like coming in at fucking season 7 and Ross is gone and they're dating Joey now, and I don't know why.
Was that a Friends?
I don't know why we're friends with that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, so I like to know from the get-go
what you're getting into.
Yeah, what I'm getting into. And I don't care. So I listen to a new one to tell if I want to keep listening or not. And then if I'm like, you know what? I like these people's voices. I like their banter. I like everything about it.
Yeah.
Then I'll start listening from the beginning.
Gotcha. Well, I appreciate you.
Yes,
listening.
thank you for listening and for continuing to
Yes.
listen. Okay. One of your videos came across my FYP on TikTok. What?
Yes.
Yes, because we don't get a lot of views on TikTok.
That's okay.
But we're trying. Anyways, and it made me laugh out loud. Yes, again. So I decided to give you a listen. And I'm proud to be an original fan, so I can brag about that when you guys hit the big time.
Yes.
Oh, I think we just found a new best friend. Yes. I usually listen to you when I'm doing the dishes or walking my dog Barnaby. And I always think I'm going to send him my story, but forget. Well, I finally got around to it, so here it goes. I'm Sarah, by the way. Hi, Sarah.
Hello.
I'm 30. I live in a pretty quiet suburb in Ohio, and I am a total creature of habit. I think that's what made me such an easy target, looking back. Oh. Okay, so this just got serious real quick, I think. I have the same coffee shop I go to every morning, the same gym routine, and I take Barnaby on the exact same loop around the neighborhood every night at 7:00 p.m. on the dot.
Girl, my true crime brain is telling me you gotta switch that up.
Yeah, you gotta switch that shit up. Yep.
Trust me, I am a creature of habit, but you gotta switch it up, please.
See, and I'm not really a creature. I mean, I am in some facets, but like when it comes to my daily routine, it's so all over the place. Like, the one thing is that I try to go for my walk at 9 a.m., but like 3 or 4 times out of the week, we end up pushing it to later on in the day.
Please tell me you go different routes every day.
Oh, yeah, we go different routes because I get too bored. I would not be able to walk.
Not for safety reasons.
Not for safety reasons, but because if I walk the same route 2 days in a row, fuck that. I would not go the third, you know? I would just give up altogether.
Okay, listener Sarah, please just go.
Yeah, change something.
Yeah, make it a different way.
Okay, back to this. So the weirdness started so small, I almost feel gaslit by my own memory. It was just little things, like the gate in my backyard was left unlatched when I swear I latched it. I found a footprint in the flower bed that wasn't mine. Then I started getting these messages on Instagram from a burner account. No pictures, no followers. Just things like, blue suits you. On a day I wore my blue scrubs to the clinic.
Oh.
Jesus, okay. I blocked the account, obviously, but then a new one would pop up. Then the mail started. Not scary letters at first, just clippings from magazines, pictures of gardens, or recipes for lemon cake, which is my absolute favorite. That terrified me because I've never posted about that. So I felt like someone had to be watching me, but that's crazy, right?
I don't like this.
I don't like this either. Okay. Whew. I told my friends, and they did that thing where people do where they try to be helpful but actually make you feel like you're losing it. They were like, maybe it's a secret admirer. Or,
No.
Are you sure you didn't just leave the gate open because you were tired? Okay, I'm sorry. Her friends. Get new friends. I'm sorry. I don't mean that, but I do. You know, like, or don't ditch them per se. Okay, I'll be nicer. Don't ditch your friends, but get new ones that are a little bit wiser.
That listen to true crime podcasts.
Yes, for sure. But then came the night with the gift. I came home from the gym. It was raining, totally miserable out, and there was a small, soggy cardboard box on my porch. No stamps, no return address. Inside was a Polaroid photo. It was a picture of me, taken through my own living room window, sitting on the couch watching TV. I was wearing my pajamas. I looked so safe. I felt like someone had poured ice water down my spine. I called the police, but you know how it goes. Oh my God.
Aww.
They were polite, but since no one had actually hurt me and the photo didn't show the person's face, there wasn't much they could do besides file a report, which really fucking sucks.
Yeah.
That really sucks. They told me to get a security system, so I went all out. I got the cameras, the motion lights, the apps on my phone, the whole works. Good job.
Yes.
For a week, it was quiet. I actually started to sleep again. I thought that maybe the cameras had scared him off. Then on a Tuesday, I remember because it was garbage night, the motion sensor on my back porch went off. I got the alert on my phone. I was lying in bed and my heart just started hammering against my ribs. I opened the app and there he was. Fuck. He wasn't a monster or a movie villain. He was just a guy. He looked like someone you would see at the grocery store. He was just standing right in front of the camera, staring directly into the lens.
Oh.
He wasn't even trying to hide. He held up a hand and waved. Oh my God. Then he leaned in close to the mic. I couldn't hear it well through the phone, but I could see his lips move. He whispered, "I'm coming in now, Sarah."
Ew.
What? No, I didn't scream. I think I was too terrified to make a sound. I called 911 while I crawled into my closet and locked the door from the inside. I had Barnaby in there with me, and I was literally holding his snout shut with both hands so he wouldn't bark and give us away. Then I heard the glass break in the kitchen. I'm gonna have a heart attack. It was the loudest, the most final sound I've ever heard. I heard his footsteps on the hard wood. He wasn't rushing. He was walking like he owned the place. He started talking to me, calling out like we were playing a game. "Sarah, I know you're awake. I just want to talk. We have so much to catch up on." Oh my God. The minutes felt like hours. I heard him reach the top of the stairs. He went into the guest room first, then the bathroom, and when he reached my bedroom door, I closed my eyes so tight I saw spots. I was shaking so hard I thought he'd hear my teeth chattering. Then the best sound in the world. Sirens, lots of them. He must have realized his time was up because he tried to bolt, but my local PD doesn't play around. Oh my God.
Thank goodness.
They caught him before he made it very far down the street. Jesus. Turns out his name was Mark. He was a guy I'd gone to high school with, someone I literally hadn't spoken to in 15 years. I barely remembered his face. Wow. Okay, he'd been following me for months. When they searched his apartment, they found a literal shrine. Maps of my jogging route, schedules of when I went to work, and hundreds of photos he'd taken from the bushes. Oh my God. He even had a copy of my house key he'd made from a spare I thought I'd lost months ago. He ended up getting charged with stalking, breaking and entering, and a few other things I can't even remember because I was such a wreck during the trial. Valid. He's currently serving 3 years. 3 years? I don't like that. I moved after that. There we go. I have a different car, a different routine, and a very large fence. But even now, whenever my phone pings with a notification, I still jump a little.
Aww.
Well, that's my story. I'm so glad you're doing this show. It's honestly been so much fun to listen to. Keep going. You're doing great. Love, Sarah. Oh my God.
I'm so sorry that happened.
Yeah, I'm so sorry that happened to you. That's insane.
I don't like that at all.
I don't like it either.
I can't. My anxiety is like through the roof.
Yeah.
So I could only imagine, and I feel so horrible that that happened to you. Like,
I know. I can't imagine sitting in the closet. Jeez Louise. Oh, I'm so sorry, dude. But thank you for sending it to us. That was gripping.
Thank you very much. And I hope
and for trusting us with that.
Yeah, and I hope that our crazy giggles bring you joy, because you deserve that and so much more.
Yes. But okay, are you ready for the last one?
Okay, we're ready for the last one.
Do you need to calm down for a minute?
Yeah, I need a second.
This is why we need palate cleansers, people. Yes. We need people to send in funny stories too, please. Okay. So now on to the last one.
Okay, are we ready?
That was hard for me to say. And now on to the last one. I don't know what just happened. Okay, go ahead.
So this is a Reddit submission from proof_poem 3707. And it's titled, and I'm going to modify this like a little bit, and then Whitney's going to explain why. So the title is, I think my husband is an S-dub, and here's the horrifying reason why. So what is an S-dub?
So an S-dub, because we don't want to use the word out of respect for other cultures who believe that it's a bad word to say, like it summons them to you and stuff. But it's flesh is another word for the first one. It's a two-parter word. Flesh is the first part, and it starts with an S, 4 letters. Yeah. And then pedestrian would be something for the second part.
Or like a slower version of jogging.
Yes. Like, yes.
Yes.
And I say flesh pedestrian because that's what the morbid girls call it, but I don't want to steal their thing. So we're just going to call it an S-dub.
Yes.
From here on out. Sorry for that over-explanation, but I don't know how else to explain it.
We just want to be respectful.
Yeah.
So, okay. So it starts with, I think my husband is an S-dub, and here's the horrifying reason why. For clarification, my husband and I have been married for a while. We are high school sweethearts and know each other left, right, and center, whether it comes from our latte orders, when we're having a bad day, to literal thoughts. So I get that. Mm-hmm. My husband, Henry, is a very quiet and charismatic man. He practically lives by the motto, if you have nothing intelligent to say, then say nothing at all. His father used to continuously tell him that while growing up, and he learned to just be quiet and listen, observe. Even with me, he is very quiet. I don't mind it, to be frank. I myself was the nerdy type of girl in school, straight A's and shy, never talking to anyone, until I met Henry. He understood me when I didn't even need to use words. Our love language is acts of service without even having to ask. Usually our day goes like this. He goes to work. While he's at work, I clean the house, buy the groceries, and walk our dog. B, a mini labradoodle to the park near our block, come home, and start on supper. He usually comes home around 4-ish. He greets me in the kitchen silently with a kiss. I hug him and continue, and we eat in quiet. It's quite nice, actually. That's what frightened me the other night. When I finished walking the dog and started on our supper, Henry walked in the house, louder than usual. His footsteps seemed rushed and heavier than usual. He is about 6 foot and is more lean. He typically walks more softly, like he's trying to be silent, but today he seemingly came stomping into the house with heavy footsteps. I poked my head around the corner of the kitchen, and he was walking up the stairs, almost like he was in pain, yet he wasn't wincing. Hello, darling. How was your day? He said, smiling, a huge grin, not how he normally would.
Oh.
I gave him a bit of a frown because he was acting strange, like he was relearning to speak to me, like he was having trouble acting normal. Hello, I said back, turning to the kitchen.
You freak.
Thinking he was acting strange, but who knows? He walked up about 4 big steps away from me and stood there, still in his suit and tie, briefcase in hand, smiling that eerie smile that wasn't my Henry's smile. I was trying to focus on the dinner I was plating, trying not to look at him, showing him physical signs that I was uncomfortable, which he usually would have picked up on, but for some reason, he wasn't this time. Go wash up, dear. You can't be wearing your work clothes at dinner, I said quietly. Yes, darling. He smiled wider somehow, like his face was stretching in inhuman ways. That's not my husband. Henry and I may not speak much, but we did set boundaries when we were on a few dates. He told me he was uncomfortable with pet names, that they just sounded dumb. He told me I could call him whatever, but not to call him dear. His mother, now deceased, used to be absolutely terrible to him when he was younger, which I'm not going to get into detail, but if you're thinking about it, it most likely happened. He told me about how it hurt so much, salt in the wound, opening it back up when he heard that phrase.
Like a trigger word, yeah.
Yeah. Back in that big brown house where everybody was drunk and yelling. Oh. I called him dear to see if he would have a slight reaction, and he did not move a muscle. That's not my husband. That isn't my Henry.
Oh my God.
I started to sweat, wondering what it could mean. I was going to test it once more while we were eating to see if it really was. I didn't know what I was going to do, because if I were to call the cops, what was I to say?
Right.
Someone who looks just like my husband is trying to impersonate him? No, that's silly. I set the table up, shaking a bit, knowing something was terribly wrong. He wasn't making any noise. Dear, are you coming? Dinner is ready, I said, trying my best to calm myself down. Yes, darling, I'm coming, he replied, instantly walking into the room as if he were lurking in the shadows. We both sat down and started picking away at our plates. When I smiled, Henry, I was thinking we could go visit your mother. It's been a while. That sounds wonderful. Anytime soon? I swallowed hard. She died last spring. Yes, I was thinking next week, I smiled, keeping my act together. Amazing, thank you, he said, copying the warm smile my husband once used to give me, but this one didn't reach his eyes. After I cleaned up supper and Henry was told to get into the shower, I started digging through his side drawer. I found a leather notebook and quickly opened it, reading. It was almost like a diary. The latest entry read, I don't know if I will make it back home after this time. Going to this forest is too fucking risky. I need to get everything sorted out on my parents' land before they get to us, before it mimics me, or worse, hurts my beloved. My stomach dropped into my feet and my legs started to become jello. I was right. That wasn't my husband. As soon as my mind snapped back to reality, the shower stopped and I heard whatever was mimicking my husband thrash around in the bathroom. I quickly locked the door to our bedroom and have been here for about an hour and a half now. It's been begging me and trying different voices, crying, sobbing, begging, and screaming. I don't know how much longer I can last. Please, someone, if you're reading this, come and save me before it's too late.
Oh my God. Okay, so I think that one was...
I don't know.
A creepypasta? Okay, so we just had to look back at which subreddit it was posted into, and it was in the horror stories.
We just wanted to be correct.
We weren't sure. We're like, what?
Yeah.
Okay, that was insane though. That was really awesome.
Yes, I really like that because it had me super nervous the whole time.
I know.
So
if I was, it was real.
Yeah, if I was stuttering the whole time, I apologize. It's because my brain was trying to process everything you were saying, the writer.
Well, because you painted the picture so well, I was really there in the dialogue, Yeah. I could see it. So it was really well done.
Yes, I really appreciate you letting us read it because that was great.
Yes. Okay, so we actually have 2 more stories for you because we just looked at the time and saw that it was only at 40 minutes.
So let's jump back in.
So yeah, here we go. We found 2 more.
Because we did promise you part 2 of I'm at war with my neighbor. So we're going to close out with that.
Yes.
So Wit has...
Yes, we do have one more listener story that we were saving for next week, but we'll just do it this week.
Just kidding.
Just kidding. So, this one, I went out of it. Let me get it back up. No, that's not it either. Where'd it go? Okay, I found it. Okay, so this one is from Annalise. Yes, Annalise.
Thanks, Annalise.
Thank you, Annalise. Okay, and she says, hey, I just found your podcast and I love it.
Yay!
Thank you. We love you. We're honored.
Yes. Thanks for being our friend.
Yeah, thank you. It feels like I'm hanging out with my friends. Like we just said, we are friends. And when you asked for scary stories, I realized I have one I could tell.
Ooh, okay. I'm ready.
Yes. This is a true story that happened to my boyfriend and I a long time ago, but I'm just now getting around to writing it out. I'm sorry if there are any grammatical errors. I'm not an author, so just bear with me.
Same, girl.
I'm not a professional reader, so just bear with me. For some background, we lived with my parents at the time in an older 2-story home. My family had been living in this house for around 10 years at the time, and my siblings had all moved out, so it was just us and my parents. They were out of town for the week when this happened. Brown chicken, brown cow. Oh, it all started with a smell.
Oh, no, we don't want that.
Maybe not a brown chicken, brown cow. Sickeningly sweet, ew, yet rotten stench that permeated through the house. We searched high and low for the cause, assuming there had to be a dead animal somewhere. Yeah, gross. Maybe the cat had brought in a rat and hidden it. He loved bringing me dead presents.
Oh, presents. That's how they show their love.
Or maybe there was a deceased possum somewhere in the garage.
Not so much.
But we couldn't for the life of us find where the smell was coming from. Ew. Then there were the flies. Gross. I'm not exaggerating. There were dozens of them. They laid eggs in the trash can and maggots started crawling out onto the floor. Blech, I can't with maggots.
Okay, see, so like Texas, like there's lots of flies, like everywhere. Like especially like when it gets warmer.
Blech.
I can kind of deal with. I mean, I'm a ninja with a fly swatter, but I draw the line at maggots.
Yeah, I can't with maggots. Ooh, I can't. Blech. Maggots and spiders are it for me. I can't with
You
spiders
don't like
either.
the spider bros?
Nope, I don't like them. I love their webs. I take dozens of fucking pictures. Like, okay, so in the Northwest, we have a lot of spiders, which you would think that I'd be like, but for some reason they're just a part of life up there, you know?
Yeah.
But in the, the springtime, when I walked into my backyard, you could just see dozens of spider webs, like on the ground, on the trampoline,
Like orb
hanging
weaver
from the
ones?
Yeah, like the pretty ones, because we lived we had like bushes kind of along the side, and then like I had a cherry tree and an apple tree, and like between the limbs you could see these giant spider webs, and they would have like the crystal dew on them still. So I have so many fucking pictures of spider webs on my phone. I'm not even joking. I can't stand the spider, but I like the web.
You gotta be nice to the spider bros.
Oh, I'm not mean to them because I'm also scared of them.
See, as long as they don't run at me, we're good. We're chill.
Someone else has to deal with it. Like, for sure. I will deal with cockroaches, ants, anything else. But spiders and maggots is where I draw the line.
Okay, so sorry, Annalise, for interrupting your story.
Yeah, sorry, Annalise. Okay, so maggots started crawling out onto the floor. Lit. I bleached everything, but every day for a week there were more. So I just continued to clean. Flies aren't uncommon, right? I told myself we just needed to be better about taking the trash out daily. Next came the knocking. 3 light knocks.
Nope.
So you know what the 3 means, right? Like the Trinity. So if you hear 3 knocks, it means it's a daemon. That's what it means. So the 3 light knocks, so quiet we second-guessed if we had actually heard them. We checked the front door each time only to find an empty porch. On Saturday night, we decided to watch a scary movie. The Conjuring had just come out, and we were stoked. That's a really great movie to choose when you're being stalked by a demon. I'm just saying. We cuddled up on the couch and began the movie. While watching, I noticed that some of the things that were happening in the movie were occurring in our house as well. My boyfriend agreed that it was kind of freaky, but we chalked it up to coincidence and finished the movie.
That's like the logical side of your brain trying to be like, nope,
Like,
we're
nope,
good.
We're fine. Everything's fine. The house is on fire. We're fine. A little while later, we were laying on the bed taking silly selfies. You know, the lovey-dovey kind that new couples do. Kisses, silly faces, etc. When all of a sudden, my boyfriend screamed out in pain.
Oh!
He started grasping desperately at his back, yelling about how badly it stung. I lifted his shirt to reveal 3 long, thin scratches going down his back. No. They were bleeding lightly and a deep red around the edges.
No. Like torn.
Yeah. I ran to the bathroom and wet down a washcloth, placing it on his scratches. Suddenly, I felt an intense chill, so cold that it gave me goosebumps. The rancid smell we had been investigating saturated the room. I told my boyfriend we needed to get out of there, and we rushed downstairs and outside to discuss what the fuck was going on. Ooh, okay. We were sitting on the front porch talking about how our life was reflected in the movie. We noted the smells, the flies, the number 3, see, I told you, and the random scratches down his back. Bam, bam, bam. 3 loud bangs on the front door stopped our conversation.
No.
They were so hard that the wreath hanging on the door flew off, landing on the porch with a thud. May I remind you, we were home alone and the pounding was coming from the inside. The fuck? We were frozen in horror. I looked at my boyfriend's pale face and knew we were thinking the same thing. Get out. We didn't bother packing. We just ran to the car and drove to his parents' house.
You know what? Good on y'all for having the keys with y'all. Because
I know. I wonder if they had to go back in or... I don't know. It just says we just ran to the car, so...
Would you rock, paper, scissors to see who was going back in?
In the car, I called my best friend to explain what had just happened. As I was talking, my boyfriend shouted, "Liar, liar," in a voice that was not his. It was deeper and rang with such hatred that it startled me into almost swerving off the road. I looked at him and his eyes were shut.
Absolutely not.
When he opened them, a second later, he had no recollection of shouting anything at me. What the fuck? Mm-mm. I don't think we ever really fixed the issue. The next day, we went back home and prayed fervently while walking through the house. He never was attacked again. Hey, that's good, like he was that night. But every so often, we got a whiff of the decay smell and heard 3 light knocks on the walls. We moved out a few months later and got our own place. But to this day, we talk about that weekend and we say lots of prayers whenever we're visiting my parents' house.
Oh,
so you just left your parents? You just dipped? I can't.
So, like, now I want to know, like, did they, like, experience it? Or was it just, like, you two?
Did you just... I need to know. We need a sequel here. Email me back, please, and let us know. It says, I hope you enjoyed my story. Hopefully my trauma brought some entertainment, LOL. Thanks for reading, Annalise.
Thank you for sharing.
Oh my God, Annalise. That was nuts.
Okay, but, like, it wasn't, like, just in the house, though, because it, like, followed y'all.
What do you mean it followed them?
In the car.
Oh, in the car. That's true. It, like, attached to the boyfriend. I wonder if they have any... Ooh, also let us know if you have any current hauntings at your new place, because maybe it just went along with... I don't want to scare you. I'm sorry, but...
Yeah, don't say that.
I'm not going to say that. Don't put that out in the universe. I take it back.
Y'all need some like, sage.
Yeah, you need to do some smoke cleansing or something in there.
Y'all got this, though.
Yeah, you got this. You got this. Just...
Whew.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that is all we have for you today.
No.
Right? Or no?
You lies.
I'm a liar. Okay. Anyways, so Mina has one more story for us.
Yes, I have one more. Because you're over here, like, legit telling stories.
I was just gonna fuck your last story, I guess.
No, because it's a part 2. We gotta know.
I know, we do gotta know.
Okay, so before we dive into part 2, I'm just going to kind of give like a little mini recap of what happened in part 1.
Yes, please do, because I don't remember.
I'm going to say I go by KK because she's the one that submitted the story. The main character doesn't really have a name.
Okay.
But she did state that they live in the Appalachia. They're totally aware of the Haints. Remember we...
Oh, the Haints. Okay.
Right. So those are her neighbors. She's known about them since she was little. The little whispers in the trees and all that good stuff. Her and her husband moved into that new property. She went and did all the rituals.
Oh, that's right. And okay.
Right. And she was being super respectful of her neighbors. And then all of a sudden, like, she noticed like the aggressiveness of her husband, and she broke her circle and went and talked to the Haints, and he was like, you know, pay attention to how your husband's being, pretty much like how he's treating you. And then all of a sudden, like, clouds cleared and she started to realize like how he was being towards her.
Okay.
Do you remember?
Yes.
All right. So that was like a super fast forward gist of the first one.
Well, if they listen to the last episode, then they'll get it.
So if you haven't listened to the first one.
If you haven't listened to episode 8, because we're on episode 9 now, right? Yes. So if you haven't listened to episode 8, you won't get this, but
you can totally go back to that episode and listen to it, and then this will all make sense.
Yes.
Cool.
That would be the solution.
All right. So this is I Am at War with My Neighbor, part 2 by I Go by KK.
Perfect.
Okay. It starts with, I think my wife is a witch. There's no explanation for the things occurring in and around this house. So
is this going to be from the husband's point of view then?
I think so.
Okay.
All right. We've been married for nearly 5 years, moved to this house 4 years ago. Ever since we moved, things have been terrifying. When I met Lottie,
she has a name.
We were both young. I was 22, fresh out of college with my bachelor's in business, excited for life. I grew into the mindset that business expects constant work and fighting to up your sales numbers. I was popular, always taking out business partners for drinks or dinner. That all seemed so unimportant now.
Oh.
I met Lottie one day at a farmer's market in the city. One of my partners had gotten wind that a semi-local farmer had the land and capacity to supply a new branch of the dairy industry in Appalachia, a near untapped market full of possibilities. Our pitches were going well, the board members agreed, and so we found ourselves at that farmer's market. Lottie was wandering the booths, examining every single item with so much curiosity as a child in a toy shop. I found it intriguing. I didn't understand how anyone could find something at a farmer's market that interesting, what with it being all produce or grandma quilts. So I approached her. I thought I was sly when I was 22, but in hindsight, I absolutely came across like a snob. Mm-hmm. I think moving to the mountains has made me understand that, at least. For some reason, she still humored me, chatted about the artistry and the traditions passed down, how important it was to keep our kin alive through them. I thought it sounded like hippie shit. It was hippie shit, yet still made me feel something. I felt that warm blush in my chest that you get when you realize you're into someone. So I asked her out on a date. She wasn't keen to stay in the city any longer than she had to, so we agreed to meet in the next town over, which was basically a one-stoplight town. It felt like stepping into a new foreign world. Our relationship only grew from there. She told me about her family, her heritage in Appalachia, all the folky things that her mama would do. It was a definite turn-on, how passionate she was. I'd never seen someone with the same amount of passion as me, even if it was on a different subject. I didn't share much about my family. She would ask, but I'd set that boundary, and she begrudgingly respected it. I didn't want to relive any of it or to subject her to that knowledge, so she agreed.
Oh, okay.
We got married after 2 years of dating. Then we bought that damned house a year later. She talked me into living in the mountains. I didn't want to. I wanted to live in one of those tiny towns where I could easily drive to work. She insisted on land and being able to farm it. I insisted if we had something like that, I was not going to help with it.
That sounds like Zach with me and my chickens. And guess what? He still had to put them to bed every single night because it was too dark and I was already in bed.
So we bought 10 acres and a shabby little house planted right in the middle. It was incredibly removed from everyone and everything around us.
That sounds perfect.
The water system was so old, it came from a well pump. She was weird when we first moved in, but I assumed it was from us finally owning a place instead of renting an apartment in the city. She was 2 years away from the woods at that point, so I just assumed it was relief. I thought maybe we'd both settle into it. I was wrong. The first week there, she asked if she could take a piece of my hair and bury it. I was weirded out and said absolutely not. She looked disappointed, but she touched my face and smiled and just said, "Okay, hun."
That means she's cutting your hair in the middle of the night.
She knows it makes me melt when she does that. I saw her later that day burying 4 jars around the fence line. I asked her what she was doing, and she told me her mama told her this was the first thing every new homeowner should do. I thought it was bizarre, but she had all kinds of odd Appalachian traditions, so I brushed it off. She kept telling me to respect our neighbors so they'd respect us. I thought that was an obvious concept, so I just nodded along, assuming this was her way of acknowledging the cultural differences and warning me from being a city jerk. I was polite whenever I saw them and even brought them green tea from the city I work in. Lottie seemed pleased. I figured I was doing the right thing. I figured I was doing everything right. 6 months in, I started hearing things, whispers around the outside of the windows and tapping on the front door. Lottie wouldn't even move her head towards them, just telling me, "Don't open the door," when I'd start to work it. I hated how calm she was. It was like this was just normal to her. I started seeing things a few months later. I was terrified. I thought I was losing my mind. Sometimes I still think I am. Lottie definitely saw them too. All she would do was smile and then go put out birdseed, like she was feeding the damn things. I grew more and more scared. Scared of them and the start of a nagging fear my wife was bringing them here. I grew adverse to being outside. Then the screams started. It sounded like a woman. It sounded like Lottie. I froze the first time I heard them walking in from the car, slowly turning to the tree line and looking for anything weird. It was dead silent and dark. Lottie was outside by now, and I felt relief she wasn't hurt in the woods, but then I realized if it wasn't her, what woman was screaming on our property? Lottie grabbed me by the elbow and practically dragged me inside. I was panicking by this point. Lottie walked calmly around the house, pouring salt everywhere. I asked
Same. That would be my reaction too.
I asked her what the hell she was doing, and she looked at me in such a way that it's ingrained into my mind now. That ain't how a woman screams. Her eyes were darker than usual, set with a look that said we were in danger. I believed her. I scrambled across the house and grabbed our gun, checked it was loaded, and shakily stood in front of the door holding it. I don't know what I would have done with it. I've never shot a gun in my entire life. Lottie took it from me and set it gently by the door. I didn't sleep that night. I don't think Lottie did either, although it was hard to tell considering I sat watching the door while she went to bed. Oh. Lottie's chicken started going missing. She was furious, kept muttering about this thing, and if it wouldn't work with her, then it could leave.
Not the chickens.
I know. I hadn't slept in months at that point. All my dreams were full of nightmares, things from childhood, things from adulthood, and the things I was witnessing now. That comment stuck with me. I thought on it for ages. What did she mean, work with her? Were all the things I was seeing working with her? What did working with her even mean? I started to distrust her, especially when I could hear her going outside at night when she thought I was asleep. I'd hear her outside talking to things, and I'd hear voices in return. I didn't know whether to be angry or scared. I started to get snappy. I don't like being snappy. My father wasn't a good man, and every time I quipped at her, I just felt like I was becoming him. I don't want to be him. My mom isn't alive anymore because of him. He was sick. I'm starting to wonder if he passed the same sickness down to me. If the things I'm experiencing aren't even real and I'm every bit as insane as my father, I don't understand it. I promised myself I'd never be him.
Oh, okay.
I started drinking more. It was the only way I could sleep. She'd watch me do it with this concerned and soft look on her face, as if she wasn't the one putting me through 3 years of this hell.
Oh.
I found a therapist 3 years in. She's concerned. She knows my family history, and she talked about meds. Meds are probably good, but I was terrified if I took them. I'd wake up from my sleep one day to things being inside my house. I found weird herb bags under my pillows, and that's when I realized my wife is a witch.
Yes.
She's a witch, and she's working with demons.
Oh, wow.
The things I was scared of had already broken in, and my wife greeted them with open arms. I'm not a religious man. I know this seems so insane and out of place, but a month ago, she went outside at night, and I saw something. There is no atheistic answer. She was sat on the grass underneath this thing. It had to have been a demon. It looked like a deer, but so utterly wrong I can't even describe it. I think it saw me looking. It made eye contact with me and then disappeared. Those eyes have been in my dreams this entire time. 4 years of those tar black eyes terrorizing me. Lottie turned her head back to the house, and I just ducked under the kitchen sink. I don't know why I didn't want her to see me. It just felt like a bad idea. I faked sleep again, so when she came back, she wouldn't be suspicious. She's been acting weird ever since. She's treating me like I'm dangerous. Or maybe like I'm something to be sacrificed. I've been chopping wood more to cope. It at least helps me build muscle if the thing attacks. I don't know what to do. What are you meant to do in situations like these? Divorce? Yes, I'm sure, Your Honor. I'd like to divorce my wife because she's a witch. We'll hold up in divorce court. I don't know. I feel hopeless. I feel like I'm going to die in this place. I think I'm going to die here. I need help. Please.
Oh, shit.
I did not foresee it coming from the husband's point of view this time.
Right?
So I really like the way they marry up.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Oh, I need to know how this story ends.
Good thing we have a part 3, the finale. Yep, that'll be next week.
Sorry if I blew out y'all's eardrums, because I'm excited.
Yeah, no, we have a part 3 for that one.
Well, thank you so much. I go by KK, because this is amazing.
Thank you to all of our writers today. They were all fantastic stories.
All of them had me either anxiety ridden, on the edge of my seat, wanting to cry, or laughing and severely grossed out by bugs.
Yeah, that is true.
So, yes.
Yeah.
We are truly honored to have y'all stories to read and share with all of our friends. Yep. And we hope that you spread our voices to many, many more of your friends.
Yeah. Tell others about us, please. And share and review. Only 5-star reviews, though. I guess you can give us less than 5 stars if you have to. But ideally, I'm going for a 5-star.
But we would even just a hi, hello, how you doing?
Yeah.
From y'all. Interaction is what we're looking for. We want to hear from y'all if y'all want to hear certain things or want to submit. Or
if you have your favorite cryptid, just message me and be like, hey, yo. Yeah. Do this cryptid, and I will. And I need ideas for creepy places to research because let's see, next week we want to tell them. Sure. We are going to start our adventures into urban legends and all those spooky things. Yes. So hold on to your butts because I'm ready. I'm ready too. Yeah, next week. I guess I'll just tell you. No, I'm not going to tell you, actually. Psych. I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you shit. But, no, we already have our plan for next week, and we're very excited for it. But, so, yeah, get hype, get stoked. We never officially said the email, if you have stories, is of maliceandmirth@gmail.com. So proud of you. Yep, I did it. And yeah, or you can even just send them to us in the DMs on any of the socials because we're not so busy that we can't check our DMs. So
yes, or if you're on Reddit and would like to submit that way, we do have our Reddit account.
Yeah, the Reddit account. Everything is just of Malice and Mirth.
We just try to keep it easy.
Yeah, and no podcast on there, just of Malice and Mirth.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for listening.
Thanks, guys. We hope y'all enjoyed it.
Yeah, and we will talk to you next week.
Okay, love you, bye.
Love you, bye.